Loser bracket final, ladies and gentlemen. Garden of Terror, map number 1. Interesting first map, actually. We had this one banned out pretty much consistently in all of the games here. I guess most people watching this are going to be like, wait a second, that thing is in the map pool? And yes, it is. Has been banned or not picked in every single one of these. But now we have it for the first time. Also, I like to call it Tomb of the Spider Curse, because at the end of the day, it's nothing else but just simply 2 map objectives combined. And, well, let's see what's happening. First ban, Medivh, also an interesting one, followed up by Zul. We are in the lower bracket. This is a best of 5 series, tacitized ban. It is the in-house league prize pool, thanks to the community chipping in as well. And, yeah, players obviously also having to chip in a little bit too. We have currently, I think, $3,200 on this, so there's still a little bit of pizza money on the line. And the teams have been scrimming and practicing a lot. These are in-house teams. They were formed specifically for this particular tournament and will disband after the tournament is over. New ones will be formed if there is a second version of this tournament. But we had fantastic games so far, and we're heading straight back in. Abathar gets banned. I'm kind of getting a little bit salty at this Abathar ban. Seriously. I want to see the slug. I want to see the slugger. Let's bring him in and make it happen. Rexa is also getting banned out. We have Grey Main locked in for Team Makke. And again, they didn't switch the sides. I'm starting to get a little bit tired by the teams actually not really adhering to their own stupid rules. So we're going to flip that over again. And yeah, it's starting to get a little bit annoying. So dear people that are playing the admin role over here, it would be nice if you would pay a little bit more attention to your own rule set. That would be very neat. So I'm going to switch the teams over. Again, you obviously probably already caught up on that since, I mean, HasuObs is obviously not playing for Team Makke. Duh. But yeah. So first pick, Grey Main. The priorities in this tournament have so far been actually very obvious. And, well, Greymin is in, Rhaegar, Jimmy. Question that remains is, since, first of all, Tyrael obviously picked, if you followed any of the previous games, these picks are no surprise to you. The Lucio pick is still a good one, because you have now a big map that you have to traverse a little bit. What I want to know is, are we going to see more global heroes? I mean, this is probably the biggest map in the map pool right now on the competitive side. So, I would argue that you can actually really start playing around globals a little bit more. And especially after we've just seen the winner bracket final in the last map, since maps are very likely going to last longer now, I think on a big map, trying to play more of a global setup and focusing in the late game also on macro might really be the winning strategy, because you have more and more catapults that in the late game are going to turn into big minions where they can just obliterate the opponent's structures, and especially the core. And if you then just global it up again, you should be able to really make those plays as the game goes into level 20, level 22, level 23, or whatnot. So, yeah, that's something. False Start, Deathwing, Stage Dive ETC, I mean, banned here. All heroes that I would not really mind seeing. I mean, you should be able to make a lot with that happen. We saw the Haka in some of the previous games, and I feel like a lot of these heroes are going to get a bit of a boost. Of course, the question is always, how much can they actually help you in the team fight itself? Because the best global team in the world doesn't really help you if you can't win a team fight and your opponent is able to force you into them. So that's a problem. But yeah, let's see where we're going with this. For now, we have against the Jojo Blaze setup. It's actually kind of interesting because Hasu with his team washed up. His real team has actually done that a lot. And there is False Start. I like that. So they have False Start for now. That gives them the global value. And the big question is Team HasuObs now locking in a hero that can at least counter the global? The problem is who you're going to pick. Because if you want to have, I mean, if you really want to have another range damage dealer, then your options are very limited. And they go for Sergeant Hammer. They're gonna rotate around, so it's gonna be more of a push setup. Could have maybe even seen a Zarya, honestly, to try and just 4-man a lane. But yeah, game 1. Kicking things off with Garden of Terror, best of 5 series. Let's jump in. This is the loser bracket final of the in-house league final tournament. Game number 1 in the loser bracket final. Alrighty, let's go. X-Ray on Johanna. We have Ultralisk on Jimmy. HasuObs on Sergeant Hammer. The Germans on their tanks again. Max Passion on Blaze and Banana H is playing Rega in this one. At the same time now, towards the right side, Team Makke, after they just lost their winner bracket final, they have to play a second best of 5 in a row with Berghold on Tyrael, Gia on Falstad, we on Lucio, Blade on Urel, and Makke on Greymane. Yeah, should be a pretty interesting match for sure. It's actually kind of weird if you think about it, because there is always this argument, hey, what happens if you're heading into the winner bracket, or sorry, into the grand final from the winner bracket? Shouldn't you get a big advantage? And in this case, we have a best of 7 in the grand final with a 1-0 lead for the team coming from the winner bracket. But the interesting part to me was always that you have to play so many more games, oftentimes in a row, when you have to fight through the lower bracket, whereas your grand final opponent usually has enough time to sit back, chill, talk strategy, analyze a couple of the games that you play, which gives them already an inherent advantage. And then if you also pass them over first pick plus map choice on map number 1, that is already a pretty big lead. Now in this setup, of course, if you wouldn't give a map advantage, you normally then play a best of 5 instead of a best of 7. But it's an endless discussion. It's not really important for this one, but just something to stand out here, because there is definitely a chance that Team Makke has to play 3 matches in a row. If they win here, they have to play the grand final after that, and I would assume that at this point concentration is also already starting to lack a little bit. Yeah, Rega is down, early kill already for the red team. And this is actually a really cool match that I've also been waiting for a while now, because HasuObs and his boys have done extremely well in the last round that they played here. Now they're going up against an opponent who's apparently very eager to make it back into the grand final and get a little bit of a rematch against Team Quacknix, who in and of itself have done an amazing job this tournament and were able to secure themselves the grand final spot coming from the winner bracket. Something that heading into the tournament, I didn't really think would happen. So I was very impressed by them. They definitely stepped it up a lot. And you can definitely tell the calls too. I mean, towards the third map, we really had a quack call to finish things off here, which was kind of cool to see. So a very nice call on the core. Now with level 4 talents in for both. We have, by the way, Falstad with the Wingman on level 1. Doesn't have Rega on his team. We've seen auto attack builds when Rega is on the same team as Falstad from the Bird lately. So there's that. And actually, since we never really had this particular map in the new patch, of course, the quick information also about the core. I mean, we're going to see the core mechanic later on anyways, but in case that you haven't seen it yet, so in this case, the core has a 5-second cooldown ability. The core attacks the surrounding heroes with seeds, and once that they explode, if you're inside, then the hero gets polymorphed. So, pretty powerful actually if it happens to you, if there are defenders around. But as with most other abilities, or pretty much all of them, you can obviously start to dodge out on those as well. But if you get, for example, stunned into one, then that could really just chain CC against you. Oh, Makke jumping over the wall. The wolf is hungry. Damn. Bit too hungry, apparently. Don't think that he bargained for that much. Yeah, they get the kill against Tyrael as they lock him in. Greymane is still alive. Wants the counter kill, but Max Passion gets out. Okay. Yeah, Max Passion out. Here's the channel. 1 kill against 1. And at the top, it's been hammer time. It's hammer time. Hasu gets out. There's a quick push against the Siege Giants. And I love how Hasu just doesn't give a fuck. Siege is up right next to Blade after he used his reposition ability. Takes or tries to take down the tower over here and gets a few more shots in against Blade. I mean, seriously, just the audacity of it. Just like sitting there is like, yeah, I don't respect you whatsoever. Full on disrespect from Hasu. It's just like, yeah, I'm not afraid of a goat. I'm afraid of no goats. X-Ray over here. Yeah, but now we also have, of course, a level 7 talent, so that's gonna change the dynamic anyways. How siege mode is in. And let's have at it. Okay, so up at the top, that's our little setup right now. Already HasuObs is dealing with it still. Blade is coming in. It's a little bit of weird of a solo lane. Usually don't see that. But it's a big map, and Blade can't really contest this. It's already getting pushed back, and the shots are just hitting one after another. So even a bit of wave clear from X-Ray as he just simply stops by and says, hey, how you doing? Skin out as he was a little bit too deep into the tower range, but yeah, Hasu is getting mad damage against those structures in. Hammer is a nuisance here. Now there is obviously a reaction from the opponent's team. Hasu might have to help out a little bit, and the heals are already coming as they're trying to go for the body blocks, but I guess Jojo might die here. They're still body blocking, and Hammer with the ray. I mean, seriously, just pushing them back. Last second effort to save Johanna, and it worked out beautifully well. The first seed has been grabbed by Team Makke, so they got the first one. And, well, let's have what else we are gonna have right now. Down to the bottom, or in the middle of the map, still a little bit of value. Need to deep-push the Siege Giants that have been stolen away by Falstad, so that's the first thing. Guess the blue team is going to get this one right here. Okay. And at that point, here comes Berkult. Nah, he gets out. Berkult is able to move out of this one. Okay, so with HasuObs channeling now, defenders already taken apart. They're going to get the first seed for themselves. Oh no, actually, Makke comes in. Makke comes in and helps out with it. Nice, well done. Alright, what else? At this point, here comes Blade. Come on, channel. No, interrupt is in. Gets a flash there. It's actually a really nice effort from Team Makke. First of all, the interrupt against Hasu on the channel was pretty great and just came in time. And now they're starting to fight into the position themselves. Now, global is of course something that should eventually give Makke and his team a slight lead. But with that seed now collected, it's a 1-1 setup, so not really a lot of early pressure. Gia might even have to... For a second I actually thought that he might have to gust it out. So, yeah, there's that. Alright, so, Max Passion, top side, shift the position a little bit. Hasu needs a bit more assistance by now, so Blaze has taken over to the top instead. Okay, over here, X-Ray is starting to push that out with Hasu. That's pretty much the protection team here. Last time that it happened, it was exactly the other way around. Hammer needed to protect Johanna. But, yeah. Okay. What do we have? Yeah, Ultralisk, X-Ray and Banana are already in. And there's the push. Come on, are they gonna get that hit? Yeah, that is a big... Again, this is something that I want to see a little bit more, that you're starting to push with the camps right now because of the changed power mechanic over here. You should be able to just use those camps to pressure through a wall at least, or maybe get the fort. Now, the aggro mechanics on the towers, that's interesting, but that is really where, in the long run, I would really like for Blizzard to analyze a bit if they maybe need to empower the camps a bit more so that they are, for example, get prioritized in the tower and fort aggro so that the camps have more value now in this phase. There's a level 10 ability, so we get it used already. Sacred Ground is in, and big push now against Blade in particular as he has to abandon it. X-Ray is also low. Greymane goes in, tries to get the kill here, doesn't get it immediately, and that's a problem, and everybody else is getting pressured, and bam! There it is. Double kill real quickly against the red team. Team HasuObs with 3 kills against 1. They're trying to get a good gust. Saves the rest of them. But here's the channel. Okay. Oh, no! Oh, Falstad. That was a fail stat here, if anything. Okay, yeah, gets turned down, and they just steal the counterweights here. They just got everything out of that situation. 4 kills, and yeah, of course, by now they're also moving towards the fort itself. There's not really a lot of defense going on. Now they could get the rest of the team in too, since we finally have some minions available, but the red team has started to defend. 13 against 12, so that's what we already have here. And top side, still a bit of extra experience, and in we go. Blade is coming through. Yeah, gets pushed out as well. Over here, Makke gets attacked. Okay, and bam. That's a quick kill. First they take him low, and then the BFG setup again. And Bloodlust is ready again, so there's a lot of momentum right now. Bloodlust and Sergeant Hammer, by the way, even on paper, it's just fucking terrifying. But if you see it in action, it's of course just like, no daddy please. It's like, no, get the hell out of there, leave me alone. 13 talents ready for both teams. That gives us also, again, Giant Killer for Falstad, despite the fact that he doesn't have Seasoned Marksman. That can still help him out here. A bit of reposition there all the way up at the top. By now we have Entrenched, by the way. So we've seen the talent a few times in Sergeant Hammer, a bit of a different setup. trying to create some space as well. Bloodlust is in once more. Mighty Gust trying to isolate. Bunkers on the ground. And they might actually be able to kill him after all. But look at Ultralisk. He is able to just do so much damage. But that's a fantastic sanctification. They're still not able to get the kill though. And the 13 talents of Hasu did already huge work here. Even more, I mean, honestly, the auto attack damage against isolated heroes is insane. Hammer and Jimmy focusing on the bird, and within seconds he just gets absolutely demolished over here. So, pretty bonkers. There's the first few seeds now coming in. The Garden Terrors are moving onto the lanes. 6 kills against 1. Team Hasu looking very, very strong in this early stage of this best of 5 series. Greymane at the bottom is not going to be... Well, actually, Blaze is moving over, so it's going to be contested eventually. Rhaegar's not going to do too much here in the middle, but that's damage to all the structures. If they can take 2 forts down, that would be a huge win. The one at the top, that's a given. One in the middle. Serious damage here as well, and that might just fall, maybe not quite. Yeah, but it's close, and they're chasing Greymane again. Yeah, but they're not able to grab him just yet. But down here, another fort is down. Big push with the objective, very big push. Opens the map up completely on the red team side, but they're starting to go for the fight now. Falset isn't here yet. Jimmy, by the way, moving into the middle, taking the last remaining fort down. Over here, BFG gets dodged with good idea by Hasu. Nice aim as well, but not good enough. The jukes were a bit too strong. Good map awareness. Definitely paying attention to Sergeant Hammer in this setup. Once again, forts are all down now. And level 16. So close. So incredibly close for Team HasuObs. Yeah, talking HasuObs. 45,000 damage. Jimmy is on 35k. And Greymane on 28,000. Yeah, and Urel is sitting over to the right side and also jumping out right there. Okay, so Ultralisk makes the move, and well, in we go, trying to take the campsite. This is actually the most camp-heavy map that we have in this game. So there is a lot of maps available. Sorry, a lot of camps available. Totally of 6 on this map, and thanks to the way that the camps actually respond to the lanes, you can actually push a lot here. So you have a lot of late-game pressure through camps alone that you can always use to your advantage. With 16 talents, Giant Killer is now also in. Paint him red is ready. And let's go. So, towards the top side, here we have Max Passion coming in again. And he is going to have an easy time defending this because really nobody else cares about it. I really want to see if, as this continues with the new patch, we're going to see camps utilized a little bit more. Bruiser camps are always weird. I mean, Bruiser camps pretty much don't really do all that much for you if you don't push with them, unless they're completely ignored, which kind of never really happens. So, yeah, Siege Giant camps can be way, way, way more dangerous. I mean, even when ignored, a Bruiser camp only gives you limited value, whereas Siege Giants with continuous lane support are going to do tons and tons of damage for you, and eventually will even take down structures. So, Seeds are getting attacked again, but this is where the false stat value starts to kick in. He has a lot of wiggle room now at the top of the map. Now, in an ideal scenario, they would have loved to take the forts down on the other side so that he gets aggressive setup, but for now the defense is good for them. Blade down here is in trouble, and the Blessed Shield, the BFG, and oh boy, the Gust is out. Sanctification has been used too. They used a lot of the ults now. They threw everything out. Both team did. And now, still the question, who takes the fight here? Great Pain and Rat hit with a penetrating round from Ultralisk, brings him back up to full HP and also created some space for them. But just look at Hammer. Hammer taking them down together with Jimmy time and time again. Tyrael eliminated, Greymane eliminated. That's 8 kills against 1. Fighting in this situation is just total insanity. It's so difficult for Team Makke to find the angle to make it happen. And now they're even trying for Urel, who might fall. And yes, that's a Hasu kill, isn't it? Nope, Blaze goes for it. Hasu even going for the speed up there to make it work. Jesus. They're nearly 2 levels ahead now. And they have, of course, also taken the seed. So another 2 and they're going to be good. Yeah, walls get taken down, so that limits vision even more. You try to deny as much information to the opponent as you possibly can. 16 seconds on the camp, so they're going to try and steal this one as well. And yeah, this is the way you play that. You take the control over the map, you take all the camps, you try to push the lanes out, you set up traps on the map, and they are already trying to do that. So over here you can see the Tyrael is poking a little bit, just peeking around the corners, trying to see, okay, what are we going to get done with that? And at the same time, down here, We have another big push. Alright. Oh, well, not a big push, but we have another big grab right there. Alrighty. So, bot lane has to be dealt with. Again, this is the dangerous part. Double siege, 2 siege giants, 2 catapults. If Forza doesn't take care of this, this entire setup falls. And that means that they are likely now going to lose another seed. I mean, of course, there's going to be an attempt by Team Makke to delay. And I guess they're going to be able to make it work. As the more time they can buy for Falstad to defend the bottom, the better. There's the ult again. But as I said, it doesn't really make you invincible, so you really need to be a bit careful around it, and Blade already abandons it. There's so much single target damage that whenever you jump in front of Sergeant Hammer and Jimmy, they're just gonna take that opportunity and gonna crush you. A Banana H used the Bloodlust during that fight, but that's now, for him, another channel. Therefore 2 seats in their hands. 65,000 damage by now for Sergeant Hammer. Greymane on 36. Holy hell. Yeah, it's kind of bonkers now. No level 20 yet for Hasu, but only Rega died, and only once. Everybody else on the side of the red team has at least fallen 1 time. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I mean, right now, that could be... Honestly, if that seed gets taken by Team Hasu, they might let it slide. They're nearly 20. Why would you fight the fight now without 20? They might try and interrupt long enough so that they can get the level 20. Maybe they can get it right here. They're close, they're closing in super quickly. But yeah, and once that they actually have level 20, there's no way that Team Makke fights for it. So I think we're gonna see keeps fall now. How else are you gonna fight around this? Like, you don't can. Well, you cannot. Sometimes really. The words my brain puts together. Yeah, that's an objective. That keeps falling. Greymane is defending the top because there's still the siege giants, but they're already knocking at the bottom of the map, so this keep should be a god. I guess they don't have 20, they have no storm talents. We have the ultra capacitators, we got the radiating faith. This is gonna hurt a lot. I'm just asking myself, can they go for the core here? The new core mechanics are stronger, but are they strong enough to stop this? That's the bigger question. I mean, that thing was pretty much not touched at all. There's Bloodlust already being used, and they're trying to make the play. They're trying to go for it. There's those seeds, so if you stand in them, you get polymorphed, so be careful with it. But so far, it's all good. Blessed Shield thrown out, and the core is starting to lose hit points. They're trying to retreat a little bit, though. Core is down to 76, and at least the Garden Terror is still doing damage. The fortified bunker is on the ground. Core is at 61. Tyrael is dead. That's bad. And, oh, get max damage actually out of that explosion. Bunker just expired, and now they're making the play again. 50% on the core. Yeah, trying to get another kill. Blade is low. Ah, the single target damage. Nearly enough to get a kill there. No polymorph just yet, but they're still playing around the core. And HasuObs, of course, is playing with the range. Just hovering in with the siege mode. 33% on the core. 30. 5 versus 4. Still. Siege tactics in, Urel down, that's game, that's game, that's the lead. The 1-0 for Team HasuObs in the loser bracket final of the in-house playoffs. Game number 2. Yeah, Volskaya Foundry is our second map, and here we go. Team HasuObs in the lead against Team Makke. First map, solid control here, and it was tough. I mean, that single target damage from Sergeant Hammer and Jimmy, a little bit too much for all of them to handle. Makke made some very aggressive plays with Greymane, trying to get those kills in, but every single time he makes the first move, gets immediately targeted and gets blown to pieces there. Not really easy for him to make a play there. Anyways, as we're heading into game number 2, question is, of course, what the boys in blue are now gonna do, because Makke and his team have now lost 4 maps in a row. Yeah, 4 maps in a row. So they are probably a little bit tilted here. But I mean, we'll see. Again, like, these guys are good enough that they can come back from any situation. They proved it in this tournament. They proved it in the group stage. But of course, with the 1-0 lead, this is going to be a little bit. This is going to be a big test, because this is the map choice of Team Makke. So yeah, they went into map pick, and they do that a lot more than other teams do. First pick is usually something that most teams really want to have, but they decided that they want to have map choice, and this is a good map for them in general. And this time we don't see Mephisto banned, so it's Very common to ban Mephisto against Makke. Now we don't see that though. Ana for Banana. Multiple reasons, of course, why you want to do that. First of all, bananas, Ana is bananas. But also, there is a good chance that your opponent is going to pick a mage anyways. And then in that case, you want to make sure that there's not a nano-boosted version of it in the team fights. Or it's going to be really problematic. Li Ming would be a good pick for that. You could go into Jaina. There's a few more others. Chromie gets played against them. So there's that. And, well, let's see. Tyrael is still up, so you need to make your choice. You have, of course, a ban available after this. There's a Li Ming pick, and together with that Leo. I hate that skin. It's horrible. It's horrible. It's really not a good skin. Leo has such great skins. This is not one of them. Okay, the ban on ETC, and now just the question. Greymane ban, Tyrael ban. Are they targeting any of this? Are they maybe even... I mean, Mephisto together with Chromie sounds a little bit awkward, right? So I don't think that's going to get banned out. There's the Tyrael ban. Okay. And, yep. That would still allow for a Greymane combo with Bloodlust on Rhaegar. But the Sanctification is an integral part of that threat potential that this group can put into a team fight. So I don't think we're going to see anything like that here. But yeah, Tracer. I like it. Makke and Tracer. Okay. Carry potential. Someone is putting on the backpack and is saying, okay, boys, I got this. Let's see if it's going to be enough. Good auto attack on the other side. Could definitely screw with this slightly. You want to have a stun also on your tank. Jojo's already taken, so that's not happening. If they go into, I mean, let's say, for example, Garrosh, they still have the Warlord's Challenge. So if they can use that to lock Tracer down a bit longer, then that would be nice too. But on the auto attacker side, I mean, maybe Jimmy, maybe Sergeant Hammer again. Hammer isn't bad here either. And they played it on this map before. This is the map where Hammer actually came into the meta. Rich brought it into the meta on Volskaya Foundry, but instead we see Medivh. That's also great for the Pulse Bomb denial. And X-Ray on Diablo. Leyline into Apocalypse. Okay, Leyline into Apocalypse, into Li Ming, just bunny hopping through the entire lineup and killing everybody with Calamity. You heard it here first. It's gonna happen. Okay, so Chen as the last pick for the offlane, and with that we are ready and good to go. Game number 2, Volskaya Foundry, Team HasuObs against Team Makke. And off we go, ladies and gentlemen. Team HasuObs against Team Makke. On the left side of the map of Volskaya Foundry, we have HasuObs on Medivh, we have Banana H on Ana. I think at this point you don't even have to mention it anymore. X-Ray on Diablo. We should just only point out Banana's hero if it isn't Ana. Then in 99% of the cases we wouldn't even have to talk about him at the introduction. Max Passion is playing Leo and Ultralisk is playing Li Ming. And on the right side of the map, Makke on Tracer, we on Rhaegar, Gia on Chromie, and Berkult on Johanna with Blade on Chen. Okay, let's go. No hammer time in this one. Yeah, it's actually kind of wild. Again, this is where Rich brought Hammer back into the meta on the international stage with pretty big success, and ever since that play, ever since that day, Hammer started to pop up everywhere and all of a sudden moved into a banned position as well. It was actually kind of cool to see that. It was kind of funny when it happened, but people very quickly lost the fun on it here and was like, okay, it was nice for the first 5 times, now we don't want to see it anymore. Take it away! But they're not going to do it in this case anyways. You have Chromie against you, and even with Hover Siege mode on 7, Chromie can make your life a living hell, and you're just ending up just juking out shots all day long. You kind of don't want to do that. But again, we go and see a bit how Makke can actually run this game, because him on Tracer usually has a big impact on it. It's also a setup where his Tracer play is going to be a huge part of what they're trying to pull off here. 1 minute mark is in, that means the camps are spawning and we're seeing the first items taken. That's exactly what's currently happening here. First one is already claimed. Over on the left side, we have Banana H claiming the turret for the team, and of course the focus shifts immediately towards the healing beacon up at the top. So yeah, that's the first one right here. Okay, 8 stacks in the meantime for Medivh, but keeping our eye on him too, just to see if he can complete the quest or if he's going to get denied on it. And yep, over here, still a little bit of extra damage. Chromie, the little sandwich on a money make. Alright. Yeah, so there's a couple of things definitely to take note of in this game. So there's of course a bit of combo potential that they have with the already mentioned Leyline into an Apocalypse, but they really need to get those kills in the team fights with the Li Ming setup. So Li Ming, the main damage dealer, and pretty much the only range damage. I guess Medivh obviously is to an extent also range damage. If HasuObs is able to get the Arcane Rift through, then that is going to be kind of nice for him. The damage increase is awesome. Cooldown reduction is pretty great, and that will boost his utility. But if they can't complete the quest, it's going to be difficult to get decent damage out. But it is a good setup for the Shrine here. You have to play around, of course, Tracer a bit. And an auto-attacker would have made Makke's life a lot more difficult. Now, again, there are tools against her, so it's not like there's nothing in the arsenal, nothing in the tool belt. But Tracer is a hero that is really thriving on juking skill shots and just trying to get that damage in, dancing around the opponent, connecting the bomb, and just keeping them on their toes. Whereas if you have an auto-attacker, you can jump around as quickly as you want to. But if that auto-attacker is ranged, that guy is going to hit you. So yeah, can't dodge that. Have fun trying to dodge the bullets. Now, the item advantage goes to Team Makke. They have the additional healing beacon, as you can see here in the hands of back Khaldor and Johanna at the front. First checkpoint gets already fought over a little bit. Blade will have to abandon it though. But Makke is already trying to take the position here. Portal plays could obviously also wreck the backline. And Medivh is always a game changer. I mean, again, against Tracer, he can at least deny the bomb pretty much consistently. And he's also doing pretty well against this damage output from Chromie. But it will be a tough game. It's an important one too. If Makke and his boys lose here, that would mean that they lost 5 maps in a row and are 0-2 in this loser bracket final. And I gotta be honest, if you just get pummeled on that day and you are 0-2 in the loser bracket final, the chances of you just digging deep enough to find the strength and turn it around, it would be a bit of a miracle. So this is a super important game right now for Team Makke. I would think that a reverse sweep in this series would be impossible if it ever comes to a scenario where it's needed. So a victory for Team Makke is incredibly important here, especially since it's also their map choice. This is a map where they feel so comfortable on that they said we got this. Right now though, they don't got it at all because Chen gets completely wrecked and they're invading on the camp now. Look at Makke, he's incredibly low. But items, one in the hands of each team. One turret got dropped down here and they can get the additional one. Okay, so it's annoying. It's really annoying for Team Makke. They lose Chen. They lose the turret and they nearly lose Tracer in the process, and it's just these portal connects that we just see time and time again, which allow for rotations that are so quick that it's incredibly difficult to just get out of harm's way in time. But the setup and especially the burst around Chromie and the Tracer ult are definitely good enough if Medivh doesn't have the shield up to make something happen. Now everybody's fighting around the top again. Healing beacon number 2 is up for grabs and they're trying to lock this one in as well. Yeah, first one is already on the ground. Items are getting used. Turrets everywhere. It's the big fight that's happening right now. Everybody is abandoning the actual checkpoint. Instead, this is where the main focus is. And the healing beacon text gets taken. They dropped all the turrets for this one, but they get the item. And Dibbles is trying to come in for Chen. And Blade is incredibly low, but should be able to survive this. It's a clutch call, but with Ui being around and him drinking again, they are able to get it done. A slightly inexperienced for Team HasuObs. The extra item, of course, worth a lot as long as the burst damage doesn't take one of them down right away. Yeah, over here. Attack is still in. Max Passion gets now pushed too. They move him into the top. Quest is completed. 5 minutes and 44 seconds in for Medivh. Really, really nice progress from HasuObs, and that's going to boost his damage output by quite a lot. And he is sitting at 12,000, so he's already the second highest damage dealer in the team. Leo is trying to contest the numbers, and is getting closer, but the only one that is actually ahead of them here are Li Ming and Tracer. Talking about Li Ming, just be careful here too. Makke is getting chased away again, and with level 10 abilities, any moment ready for Team HasuObs. That's going to be a protector for the blue team. Yeah, good setup. Got the protector, got the level 10 with it, and off we go. X-Ray is not moving in, X-Ray is still staying safe. Anna and Li Ming are the two. So you want to go for the normal transition again. Burst down the middle wall, move to the top, and take the fountain down. And with level 10, there's actually the chance that they get more out of it. Now, again, towers are stronger, forts are stronger. That definitely is a reality that they have to live with right now. But just taking the second wall and opening the fountain up would already be enough for them. And they get the damage in. Chen is down at the bottom of the map. Oh, Leo and Medivh make that happen. So that's a bad setup for them. X-Ray should actually be able to survive this, even with the Chromie damage. Nice moves against the ability lane, so it doesn't even eat any damage here. But level 10 abilities are now ready for both Leyline and Apocalypse. The timing is not good enough. That was actually a mess up on multiple scales right now, but they still get the kills. They still got the double kill here. And a great shield saves Diablo. So the initial setup was a bit awkward, because first of all, Diablo used his Apocalypse a bit too late. They get all of them. Again, the end result is the same. They got every single one of them. They got all 3 heroes. But first of all, Diablo used the Apocalypse a little bit too late, and then when the whole thing came through, Li Ming even used the Wave of Force and pushed them farther out. So that didn't help them here either. But it's, regardless, 5 kills against 0, and it's, of course, more than a bit problematic now for Team Makke. They lost momentum on the map, they lost the first objective, they lost a lot of structures already, mainly outer ring of defense on the fort, but still. We have, by the way, also Jojo with a falling sword, so she's going for the jump here. It's going to see what they can pull off with that. It's a very aggressive setup. I mean, you're trying to jump into the backline. Especially Anna is going to be targeted with this. You have Chen jumping in, you have Jojo jumping in, and with that, Tracer is moving in. So Medivh will have to be on his toes and provide that shield for Anna, and maybe even a portal for her to get out whenever it comes to that. Nice combo attempt. I like that. Banana H is already crazy as is with the sleeping darts, but now that Diablo actually tried to flip the target over, he just went for the position. Very similar to what we had in the past with the Tyrande stun, the Tyrande and Diablo combo. So that would have been amazing against Tracer. They can't quite make that work, but they are going for the timeout at Chromie at the top. The rotation is of course in, and Chromie saves herself. That was well done. That was actually really well done by Gia. Timeout, gets out, team rotates. Down here, Chen gets attacked again. They're trying to get some extra damage in against him. 13 talents are, of course, also giving them another lead in this. And that's even before the objective spawns. So it's really, really strong what they have on the map now. That will give them an additional item. Actually, you've dropped 1 turret over here just to make sure that this is totally safe. That's 2 healing beacons and an additional turret that they hold now. That's pretty fantastic. Good wall stun. Nice. Oh, and the kill. Hasu coming in. There's the ley line. Apocalypse much better this time. Apocalypse is in and Rega is insta-dead. Double kill. 7 against 0 right now. 7 kills against 0. Really solid. And let me double check down here. That's 40 seconds on the camp. Okay. It's a trap. If anybody rotates on the safe side up towards the top, he's going to be in for a bit of a surprise. But the objective gets unlocked, and let's also have a bit of a look at the damage output by now. 27,000 for Tracer, put us still in a really good position. 19,000 for Chromie. Less than Medivh, by the way. So Medivh with the early completion on his baseline, with the Arcane Rift, is now getting good damage out. Dibbles has 21,000. And in addition to that, we have 32,000 for Li Ming. Yeah, Li Ming is just crushing. Another wall stun. Okay, X-Ray eats some damage, but again, it's not too bad. They're trying to fight over for this. The interesting part is that the blue team is rotating, and the answer as to why that is pretty simple. Level 60, nearly a 3-level lead for them right now. They get even more pressure against the bottom structures. But they're just trying to get experience. Experience through focusing the lanes, experience to moving onto the camp. And once they have level 16, it should be a freebie on the Protector for them. And for Makke's team, if you put yourself in their shoes for just a moment, the big question is, how do we play this? Do we take a shitty fight and just go up against an opponent that has a talent advantage and a multiple level lead on us? Do we just focus on items, which is what they do, and give up the Protector and just hope that we can somehow defend despite the fact that we are still a talent down against the Protector on top of it? It's tough. It's really tough. Late game teamfights give you a lot, and thanks to the underdog bonus experience that you will gain if you get kills here, you will have a chance to bridge that gap. But the Protector is definitely going to be taken. 16 talents are in. They're even trying to move down to the bottom of the map to double check if they can maybe intercept someone here. Yeah, Makke doesn't really have to be too afraid, because even if you can entomb, there's no buried alive just yet, so it's not going to be a problem. The Protector is already rotating towards the middle. Taking this down as well. 16 talents give us also the mirror ball. Protector, easy drive-by. Get out the quicker drive-by hit in. And now the move to the bot lane. So at this point you want to go down to the bottom of the map because you want to prepare for objective number 3. It's always the rule on Volskaya Foundry. You get an objective, you prepare the next objective. Time and time again. And with them also taking down the middle of the map, it means objective 4 is not going to be a problem either. That, on the other hand, is for just a few seconds a problem. It's the trait in heroic abilities. Positive cooldown trait. I mean, it is identical at the end of the day. Okay. Over here, they're going to get the entire fort. They are losing structures too quickly. I really would like to see a few more games. I'm gonna be honest with you. I can totally understand that for Makke and his boys it's really difficult in this situation. Losing the winner bracket final first and then falling behind on the losers bracket. But this is starting to look like a 2-0 on the side of Team HasuObs. Unless they screw up here or Team Makke pulls off a fantastic team fight, it's very likely going to come to that. Now, the best moment to make the comeback happen is in a few seconds when you have level 16. You have pretty much the gap between 17 to 20 on the blue team side to make your stand. Because if you don't do that, then level 20 abilities are going to shrek you. And that's the problem. Yeah, there's the wall stun, flip over, okay, bit of a body block attempt. Leo isn't even there yet, but he has his ult. Ley line, where's the APOC? There's the Apocalypse, and they get... Oh my god! The ult of Leo blocked them from walking out. What a sexy setup here from Max Passion. That was one sexy play. I mean, the combo between the ley line and the APOC was already great, but then we have Leo coming in and dropping the Entomb so they can't even walk out of it. They were trying to get away, and they get fully locked into the combo. 9 kills against 0. Damn. That was extremely solid. More fights in the middle. Just look at the item advantage alone. They're holding 3 items right now. They get another kill against the Panda. Chen is down. Portal control towards the next healing beacon. Objective hasn't even been announced yet. They're more than 2 levels ahead. 10 against 0 kills. It is crazy. Holy hell. And Max Passion again. Money in Tomb right there. Absolute money in Tomb. 52,000 damage against 42,000 on the side of the top damage dealers right here. Yeah, and you can tell that Team HasuObs wants to go to the Grand Final. They want to have a little bit of Grand Final action in this game. And if they continue down this path, if they don't let up at any moment, then I think there is a very good chance that they're going to make that happen. Okay. So, now, at the bottom of the map, Medivh, cheating as usual, saying, I fly like an eagle. Yeah, you wish. You're a dirty raven, my friend. Yeah. No eagle for you. But tons and tons of items. Damn, they have so much here. It's kind of ridiculous. Okay. Yeah, rotation towards... I mean, again, level 20 talents are by now in. They did a great job in that. 20 talents are now ready. And that is kind of all that they need to do here. Get the 20, make the plays. Yeah, try and use that Storm talent to do as much as they possibly can. That's exactly what they're doing here now. 20 talent, lots of advantages, wait for the announcement at the bottom, which has now happened, so there's that. The next objective is up for grabs, but even before they go for it, they want to take their fort down too. And they're always threatening these portal engages. It's one of the most annoying things when you're playing against a good Medivh and a team that coordinates around his portals, that if you sit safe in the back line, it just takes one single portal to completely destroy the entire cohesion of your team, and you can fall apart here. Now, Leo, of course, has one of the best level 20 talents in the game, one of the best upgrades there. Having Buried Alive available and that extra silence that comes in with the Entomb is just fantastic. And that alone would scare everybody off. Tracer, for example, if she gets hit with that, she's just dead. She doesn't have the hit point pool to sustain herself through any of it. So if that connects, then she's in trouble. Now, the red team is, of course, trying to get experience, but they're 1.5 levels behind. Good luck trying to pull that off. More items taken. They have to drop an item for an item at this point. This is where we're at. They actually have to drop an item for an item. Yeah, and they drop the turret over here to soak some damage, pick the item up. It's at this point mostly about denying items to your opponent. They have 5 items in their hand. It's nuts. It's honestly nuts. They take the wall down. I haven't seen a third protector end the game in a long, long time, but if the red team can't soak the level 20, then I'm not going to put it past the blue team to actually make it work here. Makke is trying to get some topside damage. Again, he needs the experience. He needs to make it work. He needs to get something done. Down here, you can already tell the wall is opened up completely. They're starting to move through. And, ooh, this is going to be a tough one. They still don't have the Storm Talons. They still don't have them. And here we go. Push into the wall. Alright, X-Ray needs to be careful. New mechanics. He's already to minus 30 armor. Needs to wait that out. But that keep is gone within seconds. I mean, damn, that keep is gone within a second. Now, keep in mind, the core actually throws out these rocket fists that push you back, so that buys you a little bit of time. The one single turret that they had is already on the ground. And 2 misses. That's actually big. Yeah, Diablo gets hit by one. Yeah, it wasn't meant for him, but he is the one that gets hit with it. Yeah, there's another one coming out. Apork, Leyline, they messed the combo up a little bit. Yeah, not the way that that was intended here. With the level 20 upgrade, that didn't quite work out. But there it is, the Bloodlust. The problem is that Tracer's already dead. Tracer is dead, and they are trying to body that core. The fists are coming out everywhere. Rocket fists all over the place. Diablo gets hit with one again. Gets pushed back in by the temporal loop, by the way. This is like, thank you. Thank you very much for that. That's exactly where I wanted to be. And that is game. A 2-0 lead. Team HasuObs in the best of 5 takes a 2-0 lead over Team Makke. GG, well played. Team HasuObs has the lead, everybody. They are crushing right now. They're doing exceptionally well. It was a fantastic map for them. And, well, unfortunately enough for the team in red, it was actually the map choice of Team Makke. So that doesn't bode well for the rest of this. They also chose Tomb of the Spider Queen, so HasuObs and his team get, again, first pick and first ban. Rexa gets banned out right away. We're also seeing a quick ban against Zul, and from here on, the big question is, of course, what's happening in terms of, let's say, Tracer again. That would be a good one to point out. Even Sergeant Hammer, I mean, for a second I wasn't really thinking about her, but Hasu played her on this map too. Junkrat is another hero I would be concerned about. He's great for the interrupts on any channel attempt on the Shrine. But we go into the supports. Is Banana's Ana finally going to be banned out? Does he have to play another hero? Or we are going to see the first pick Ana again on this map? Yes, there it is, the ban. Okay, the ban is in. Bananas Ana is finally banned. I would actually laugh so hard if now all of a sudden Team Makke would win the game and then would start to continue to ban Ana, and all of a sudden they win every single game. I don't think it's going to happen. It's going to happen that way. But yeah, Rega as a pick for Banana Age is obviously amazing now too. So yeah, Rega gets quickly locked in. And now the immediate question when you see a Rega log in on one side is what happens with Tyrael and what happens with Greymane. And Team Makke is likely gonna pick one of the two now. Is this one? Oh, they don't pick either. So now the big question... Okay, so we go from question to question. The next question is Team HasuObs actually playing that style? Because if you pick Tyrael here, then you have, of course, this crazy momentum in team fights if you go for Sanctification, Bloodlust, and Greymane damage. But you also lose out on Jojo as a potential pick, who has just superior wave clear. But there's Tyrael. Still Greymane. Could also play that, of course, with another auto attacker. Jimmy, Sergeant Hammer. There's a lot that it can do with it. But there it is. The full setup. All of them are in. Not something that you... I didn't really expect that it would be given up that easily. But since Team Makke is willing to give it up without picking anything away, you would kind of expect that they have a plan for this. Is Johanna banned out? No, they banned ETC instead. So, there's that. I would assume that Johanna is picked now. Her wave clear plus Leo. It's great for the 4-man rotation between mid and top. It's good for the solo lane. And then you can make the play for support and leave the last pick. Ah, well, actually, Junkrat is up, so you could actually now debate if you want to go Junkrat. Nope, instead Stukov and Garrosh. Yeah, Stukov with the silence, so he's the one that's going to try and destroy the combo. He is going to try to interrupt Sanctification, he's going to try and interrupt maybe the Bloodlust. So that's the plan here. Make sure that you have with Garrosh and Stukov 2 heroes that can either taunt, stun, or silence, and therefore destroy the momentum setup that is these 3 heroes together. Because this triple combo that we now see for Team HasuObs has an insane win rate in this tournament right now. Oh, and HasuObs goes for Medivh too. So even more protection on all of this. And the ley line. Actually could also go into Polybomb here. Yeah, good. Max Passion on Chen. Last pick, Gia. Junkrat. Now, one of the reasons why Junkrat is not as appealing anymore, Junkrat DTC is a little bit better for you because you have the power slide into the mine and book the target back. But Gia still likes to play that hero. Auto attack would also work, and there's a Junkrat pick. Okay. Yeah, mayhem, baby. 2-0. Can Team HasuObs win it right now? Take the 3-0 victory, or is Team Makke finally going to fight back in this series? This is the last leg for the boys here in red. This is the loser bracket final. So it's now or never. Ladies and gentlemen, Tomb of the Spider Queen. Game on, everybody! Team Hasu with a 2-0 lead. On the left side, X-Ray on Tyrael, Max Passion on Chen, HasuObs on Medivh, Ultralisk on Greymane, and Banana H on Rega. On the right side of the map, Team Makke with Makke on Liming, Burger, aka Berkult, on Garrosh. We have Uyi on Stukov, Gia on Junkrat, and Blade on Leo. And by the way, if you ever ask yourself why exactly Berkult renamed himself into Burger, now if you know Lauber, then you of course also know that before he actually became a player in HGC, he was pretty much a burger flipper at McDonald's. And so burgers was always the meme around him. He even has it as his sub icons on Twitch, if I'm not mistaken. So the longer you sub, the bigger the burger gets. And that was one of the memes and jokes around the rename on the side of Berkult as well. So for everybody that is a bit newer and wonders, hey, why does he actually call that guy Berkult all the time? Because that's his actual nickname. But he renamed the hero for the account for the memes. Took one for the team, so to say. Okay, so big question now. 3-0, or are we going to see the first win for Team Makke? They're going to try right now. We have Eye of the Tiger on level 1. We're going to watch out for Hasu's baseline. See when he gets that. Austin's renewal is again in, but the team has to dig deep. The reverse sweep is not impossible from that situation, but it is incredibly difficult, especially if you now already lost 5 maps in a row. They got 3-0'd in the winner bracket final, and now they are 0-2 here in losers bracket. Now they had a good run, but the team that loses here will be 3rd place in the tournament and drop out, whereas the grand final will be played out by the winner and Team Quacknix, who's already waiting in the grand final. Now, of course, on Tomb of the Spider Queen, it's all about the camps again, and we're looking towards the Siege Giants as the rotations are already happening, but both teams are paying attention to it. There's the attack against Leo and Chen, but the rotation of the blue team forced Team Makke back very quickly. They've already taken their own camp, though. But Chen is now up at the top, and that little drunk has a bit of a powwow with those Siege Giants. Greymane is helping out too, and the Wolf is starting to wreck as the portals are coming in. Yeah, hoping, of course, for a flip here. Doesn't get that. Yeah, well, maybe. X-Ray. And that's a kill. No? Yeah, there we go. Liming comes in. Ah, good wave clear. Calculated. Absolutely calculated. He's like, boys, no. Let me die. I can wave clear this a little bit quicker. Yeah, but they get the bite against Garrosh. That's unfortunate. I mean, we need to be super careful with this. He's actually going to get out. Ultralisk, yeah, he gets 1 tower shot against him. Good move again by Hasu. It's a little bit of a weird one over here. I mean, Hasu again, he saved them. It was at the end of the play, just a 1 versus 1 trade that we saw between the two of them. 1 hero for a hero over here. Yeah, and now, of course, we're going to look a little bit closer towards especially the top lane. And actually, in this case, the bot lane, because the Siege Giants are still in play. So it means that they can still do a bit more damage over here and try and take that down. So far, so good. Yeah, if they can pressure Blade even more, that would be absolutely fantastic for them. And so far, they've been able to do quite a bit of solid work here towards the wall. Have taken 1 tower down, that's important. Teams are both trying to turn in. It's a bit of an advantage in the amount of gems that we see for Team Hasu compared to Makke, but it's nothing that really threatens it too much. Yeah, I mean, it's like a 4-gem advantage, so yeah, not really a big deal or anything. But again, it can over time really accumulate, and if it's the 1 gem that you're missing for a turn and you don't have it, then it doesn't matter if it's 1 gem or 100. It's gonna be a problem for you either way, so yeah. I mean, again, it can matter, of course. Over here, Ultralisk trying to get out, and he's in trouble, but Medivh is around, doesn't even bother to pop anything in. Didn't even go for any kind of setup to save him, because he was just like waiting out if he's really in trouble. Didn't want to waste the cooldowns here. Talking about cooldowns, Medivh not popping. Oh, actually popping down, okay. Gets the portal. Not dying here would be a very, very big priority. Not with 19 stacks. You don't want to bite the dust when you have 19 stacks on your baseline. That is not a good time to meet your maker. Okay, now that we have 7 level 7 on the board, we have the talents in. Swift Retribution, Greyman is going to get a big boost through this now. Wizened Duelist is also taken. And once the level 10 abilities are in, I mean, seriously, it's going to be Bloodlust, Sanctification every time they can get the chance in the team fight. It's really up to Garrosh and to Stukov to prevent that. But now, Stukov, talking about him, might be in trouble here. Ultralisk is making it out on Greymane. They use the portals again to just jump between lanes and move out of the team fight with ease. And that's the problem when you have a good Medivh player against you. But despite the fact that you can actually see what's happening here, there's only one interrupt. The flip over. X-Ray might need a portal. Gets the portal, moves out, and is a happy camper. Yeah, 12 stacks, or 12 against 18 gems now turned in by the two teams. 38 have been delivered. Makke's team is actually doing pretty well on the objective. Might get the early lead here. Now, Blade, is he gonna go and try? Nah, Chen is moving out. Doesn't he? Oh, actually, with the mine, he might have had a problem, but Max Passion goes straight for the Juke Master. And now the shield allows him to go through the portal. Didn't really have a lot of mana left, so it's most likely gonna Hearthstone anyways. Needs to get the mana pulled back before he makes any other play. Top side, that's still where Max Passion is also sitting, trying to control a few more of the gems now, and maybe even attack Gia here, but always needs to be careful of the displacement. And Ultralisk is alive again. I mean, HasuObs really, with shield after shield, portal after portal, keeping the boys alive, but they are losing control of the map. They are giving up quite a bit of map control. Now, Medivh is at 35 stacks, so once that he's actually done with the baseline, he can play a little bit more aggressive and doesn't have to be that careful anymore. Now, the gem count is, of course, something that still needs him to be a little bit cautious during these situations, but eventually he can dish out more damage, he can get the cooldown reduction once the quest is completed, and that is all gonna add up. They need to defend against the Web Weavers first, though, and they're already slightly behind in experience. In and of itself, not a big deal, but if your opponent gets a level 10 through this push now, that's another story. And they don't have the same amount of Waveclear that we see on the other side. Waveclear reigns supreme, and you have a lot with Greymane and Rhaegar. But it's not like Tyrael and Medivh are necessarily known for the insane Waveclear they bring to the table. Panda's a bit of a different story, but now at the bottom of the map, he already has his paws full. Ultralisk is trying to help him out here. They take at least the Web Weaver down, or they're about to. But the middle of the map is getting murdered, and that fort is down. Quest is completed, okay, so he's got that set up. Bot lane, still the pressure. And they're trying to go for Max Passion. It's just trying to drink, jumps out, doesn't eat the damage from Makke, and so far so good. Level 10 abilities are in. Yeah, level 10 is in. There's the flip, and this time he's dead. This time he's down. Ultralisk wants to go in, help out. Of course, the fort still threatening a counter kill. They still have 60 gems in their hands. They could turn in easily and get their own setup. Level 10 abilities, and as expected, Rhaegar Bloodlust. Chen is going to go likely for the triple panda. Don't see a world in which we are getting triple kek, top kek plays in this game. And it's the sanctification. Is he going to top kek? I mean, I don't remember a single panda in this tournament that has not gone for Storm, Earth and Fire. But if they feel that they needed to create some space and maybe isolate a target, then hey, by all means. I don't really think that's likely, but he is hesitating a lot before he picks that one. Alright, so with that, 2 against 1 kill. There's the triple panda, alright. Restores my faith in humanity and my game knowledge again. That would have been a little bit weird. Kek plays in this one. We've seen some really nice setups, but usually that demands a different setup for them. Okay, and they try to go for the kill, the save. Bloodlust or no Bloodlust, Blade gets saved. They're now trying to turn in, and yeah, the red team is just saying no. Oh, the tactical pause. Okay, I guess it's again some difficulties here on the technical side for maybe HasuObs. As I said previously, he had some problems recently with his equipment, to my knowledge, and so that seems to be pop up a little bit more often. So some of the things that we need to take care of. Gives us a chance to look at the damage real quickly. We have 16,000 for Liming, and despite the fact that we only have 2 kills against 1, I gotta say that Makke's team is looking way better in this game compared to what we had in the previous maps. I mean, map 2 and map 1 were mostly, I don't want to say dominated, but there was definitely a control element in the hands of Team Hasu that they never really lost. So Team Makke had huge problems seizing control of the blue team, but now it's a bit of a different setup since we have the red team trying to take the lead. I mean, they're initiating most of the fights. They're really the ones that are currently dictating the pace of the game, and HasuObs and his boys, they just used 2 of their biggest cooldowns and didn't get anything out of that. The goal was clearly to take at least Leo down, and then Berghult ruined that play with Garrosh and simply threw him out of the fight. Talking Garrosh, he eats the bullet over here. Turn-in, of course, is still attempted, but both teams have enough gems now, and if Team Makke gets a double turn-in, they have a big opportunity to make something work. Talking Makke, hello, and another save. And the push up to the top. X-Ray gets out, but I think right now they are hating Garrosh. That's my war chief, right there. Yeah, flips him over, and can he actually get that kill? Triple Panda instead. Felt that he had to go for the ult, and finds himself in trouble over here. Yeah, losing the Pandas, rushing out with one of them. But the situation is still more or less the same. A lot of cooldowns being used for Team Hasu, and they get very little out of it. Yeah, another attack over here against Makke. He counters with a calamity value. 13 talents will be in soon, and now the red team is attempting to use their own position on the map to turn in and get the second Web Weaver wave. 88 gems now in the hands of Team HasuObs. And there's a level 13 talent. And that gives us, which is more important than anything else probably, not only Illusionist, which is of course fantastic as a talent for Liming now, playing with Calamity, but also the Virulent Reaction. And now we're talking. The Portal, as they're trying to go for Gia, but good control on the Portal, again, with the Mines. That Mine setup is highly important when you're trying to make sure that your opponent is not immediately going to crush you. Okay. So, there's the attack again. I mean, honestly, it's just like a dance around the turn-in point, pretty much. That's what we're seeing right now. Dancing around the turn-in point, 6 days to Sunday here, trying to make those plays somehow happen. Turn-in attempt topside. Blade nearly made it work for the team. He has only 9, he's missing 1. They don't want to fight without 13. They want like to have the power spike before. But if you, for example, lose here... Yeah. There's the ley line. Oh my god, Hasu. HasuObs with the save. Oh, X-Ray! What is this? It's the big Tyrael chase of 2020. And he gets out. What the fuck? We turns in though, and yeah, that was nuts. That was absolutely nuts. And they all escape. But it's the same story the entire game. They're always on the run here. That was 26 gems in the hands of Tyrael, and now we see another turn-in for the red team. So the good news first, the blue team doesn't lose gems. The blue team has not lost any gems, so that's the good news. They are still able to turn in later on. Here's the bad news. They have to face the music once more. Web Weavers are going to come down and they need to defend. And it's not easy with their setup. It is not. And they've been trying and trying and trying to just simply move in with the portal, get the quick kill, and it just doesn't work out for them right now. Berghult in particular is just destroying them with these amazing throws that he has on Garrosh. And the red team is currently splitting their attention between the bottom. Yeah, they try to go for Blade. Okay, Blade might actually... well, if he would have followed, he would have died. That's 16 gems. I'm actually a little bit confused that they didn't make the play, because they should have seen the rest of the team on the minimap of the red team. So I am a little bit confused by this. That was an easy kill right there. Portal again to dodge out on the Entomb, and it must really piss Makke's team a bit off how well Hasu plays currently. Hasu, honestly, without him, the team would be 0-0 or something at this point. It's kind of nuts. It's really nuts. He is making sure that they're not losing any gems, but they lost 2 forts now. They have 111 gems in their hands. Guys, that's nearly 3 turn-ins that they now have, given that they already turned in 35 gems. They nearly have a triple turn-in. If they don't lose a hero, if they don't lose any gems and they turn everything in, they will have 3 turn-ins in a row. That is actually bonkers. Now, since we're talking about turn-ins, let's not forget Team Makke actually has 49 gems too, so they're only 11 away from a 3rd turn-in. And they have nearly level 16. So, welcome to the problem. And, yeah, they need a fight. We need it now. There's the ley line. Bloodlust, you have to go now. You have to go now. There's the Bloodlust. They need to get some kills. They need to get some kills, and it's just not happening, is it? Well, maybe. Oh, how is he alive? Finally! Oh my god, it took the entire setup for them to finally get the kill against Garrosh. And it's unbelievable to me that nobody else died. Well, and as I said, Blade goes down. Gems? Yeah, careful, Makke. He wants to recover those, but not working out. Blue Web Weavers are coming down, and the only lane that they can pretty much push is the mid lane, because every other lane is pushed out against them. Okay, what can they pull off with this? They need to get some momentum going right now. Can they make it happen? That's the question. Greymane defends the bot lane. They need to try and take a fort. They need to push whatever they can to make that work. But it's nasty. Makke's team is playing fantastic right now. They're doing an amazing job here in game number 3. Clawing, I mean, honestly, they're just digging in right now and hope that they are able to make this work. First turn-in is through. Team HasuObs, they're going to push the lanes out with it. I don't think they can get a lot of structure damage done. But if they get the second turn-in afterwards, then those web weavers will pretty much spawn right here and finish the job. First turn-in buys you space. First turn-in pushes the lanes out. First turn-in destroys a few of the walls. But they can't take a fort with it. They can do some damage. Taking the fountains down alone would already be great. Yeah, and they actually do way more damage at the top fort as I expected them to. They might get this after all. Yeah, they're getting it. Leo was still at the bottom of the map, so they're able to make it happen. Now they need to turn in again. They have another 2 turn-ins. Easy one. Easy turn-ins. And actually, thanks to the kills against Leo and against Garrosh, 20 gems are missing for Team Makke. So there's the opportunity again. Holy ground this time. Yeah, Blade moves in. Okay, portal's out. There's the Entomb. No follow-up. Or is there? He's trying to go for the throw, but the portal is ready. Can they turn in again? That's the question. Another turn in is all that they need right now. Ultralist is already getting dropped a little bit. Bloodlust is ready. Leyline is ready. Everything's ready. Everything's ready. There's the Leyline. There's the Bloodlust. They're trying to go for it. Sanctification, and Stukov is murdered. He was a big part of shutting down their combo the entire time. And now he's down. No more setups from Stukov. No more Lurking's Arms to destroy the players here. Nicely done. And that is a turn-in for sure. Well played, really well played. Team Hasu, all of a sudden on the move, trying to push the lanes out again, make sure that those web weavers will spawn way deeper in enemy territory, and that they this time can do even more structural damage. 4 kills against 2, they're ahead on the kill count, and they are also in the lead by a tiny margin in experience. So at least they should be able to extend that slightly with the next push that they now have going on. Big setup from them. Very, very big setup. Bot lane is the focus. Mid lane, a bit of pressure too. Greymane already taking the walls down, keeping the aggro up over here. And is starting to push in, and they're going to get this fort for 100%. Mid lane, also good damage, but not enough to really do lasting damage over here. Trying to trap a little bit, moving down through the bottom. Nearly all of the forts are destroyed. One is still in play on the map, so it's time for the keeps. They're going to try and slowly make the play for the keeps over here. And breaking the wall would already be a big step into the right direction. Level 19 for them. Leo is starting to move in too, or is he? They're actually thinking about jumping onto the middle, collapsing onto Leoric, and maybe take the fort down. But they abandoned that idea. Another turn-in. They have another turn-in. And guys, actually, newsflash, with all of the gems that they collected in the process, they have another 2. Not yet, but again, 9 missing. If you get another turn-in right now, they will end up with another one afterwards. But of course, by now, the red team has also delivered or soaked up a few more gems. So they can get that done as well. And they're trying to. Panda has 30... Oh, Panda's a little bit alone. Team. Lurking up. Team. HasuObs is there. Of course he is. They have to go for the triple Panda. No, Max Passion with all the patience and coolness in the world is dealing with the situation without much trouble. But here's the turn on the other side. Yeah, Hasu comes in with a ley line. Alright, the poke around. Level 20, nearly ready for both of the teams. Makke has turned in at the bottom. That's 31 gems already delivered. Siege Giants are pushing the bottom of the map, though. They need to take care of it. Catapults are moving in together with it, so you can't leave them alone. Level 20 talents are ready. And this is going down to the wire again. Ooh, okay, here we go. Repulsion used for the interrupt. Gladiators washout. Ley line, baby. Stukov with a push. And they try to go for Makke. And Makke is down. Makke is dead. Makke is dead. 100%. Makke down. And what else can they get here? They're trying to go for Leo. They're trying to jump for Blade. Fort or no Fort. At this point, they don't give a shit anymore. Fort gets attacked. Can fire back as much as it wants. But they're gonna get the structure at least. Structure is about to go down. Max Passion is still alive. They move away with the portal. And it's boss time. Makke down, and they still have their sanctification. It's time to go for the boss. And they are also trying to defend the turn-in. That's not happening. Junkrat is turning in at the bottom. So what's happening here? Junkrat turning in pretty much just means that they're trading boss for web weavers. Rest of the team is now moving in. They're trading the boss. So you see that actually a lot. This is a setup where you are fully aware that your opponent is currently trying to take the boss. You can't do anything about it because half your team is dead or whatever else happened. So you're trading your gems for the boss defense. That's what you're doing with this. It's a 20 versus 20 setup, and they buy themselves time to deal with the boss. And at the same time, of course, the blue team still holds onto their gems and can use them afterwards. That's pretty much what's happening here. Yeah, Leo at the bottom escapes. If he falls with all the gems that he has, that's an issue. So here's the attack against the Web Weaver, trying to defend that. Boss at the top. Yeah, they're 5-manning it. And it still gets damage in. I mean, the wall has fallen, so previously there was already some done. Now the entire... actually, the tower is still there, one of them. Web Weaver's defended in the middle. Web Weaver's defended at the bottom of the map. So far, so good. Push the lanes out a little bit more. And now try and turn in once they defeat the Web Weavers up at the top. This one is obviously never really going to do any serious damage. And it's losing hit points as it progresses through the lane. But we have 20 versus 20 talents now. And it's coming down to team fights again. But with the sanctification up, there we have it. Identical situation on the map, by the way. When it comes to structures. Even the camps are now currently meeting in the middle. They're still trying to get something done up at the top. Again, Web Weavers are not going to be able to force a ton here. There's already the jump in with the Holy Ground, trying to say, hey, if you want to fight, let's fight. And Hasu, honestly, MVP of the game already. There's other players that have made crazy games. I mean, we have seen an insane juke by Max Passion, one by X-Ray. 2 of them escaping here was kind of nuts. But Hasu with the portals, with the shields, with also his ley lines. I mean, holy cow. That guy wants to go to the grand final. He needs that pizza money. Blue Web Weavers, they are descending again. And now the question, can they get a keep? Now, again, keep in mind, we're 20 minutes into this game. So right now, with 20 minutes on the board, catapults are starting to hurt. The Web Weavers are scaling. So this is starting to hurt a lot more. But that's a tight game. Yeah, and this is only the loser bracket final. I mean, again, grand final is coming up. Grand final is going to come up in just a little bit. They're already trying to move in with the portal. Oh god, if I was on a red team, I would just hate every single time one of these portals comes up. Can someone plug that shit? Just shut it close? Like, I don't know. Just clog it up. Clog the portal. Nothing gets through anymore. And down here, that tower is down. Tower is down, up at the top. Hasu and his boys are making the play at the bottom. Die Mauer muss weg! And they're gonna destroy it. Alright, take that wall apart and try and go for the keep. But it's a decent defense. I mean, the Web Weaver doesn't have a lot of hit points, and these shots that are being fired by Makke the entire time are doing solid work. Then again, they're just making their way through now. At least the fountain is eliminated. Keep takes damage, but how much, that's the question. And they have to abandon it. Yeah, they're too strong. The new towers, they are too strong. But... you guessed it. They got enough for another turn-in. It's just like turn-in mania. It's like these babushka puppets on the Russian side. Every single time you are dealing with one, another one pops up. There's a turn-in inside of the turn-in inside of a turn-in inside of a turn-in over here. And another 3-2-3 moment. Look at this. The tactical pauses over here continuously. Yeah, damage output. Look at this. Also, Greymane actually took the camp down here. Apparently someone disconnected from the game. Fair enough, so that's the problem. But yeah, let's jump a little bit and look at the situation on the map. Greymane himself actually with 47,000 damage. We have Li Ming on the other side with 53k. And also, now the situation on the maps. So the wall has been opened up, the keeper's taking a little bit of damage, and actually it's a fair amount of damage that he has done over there. So this is quite a bit. Now, bot lane can't be left alone. You already have a catapult sitting right here, and you have at the bottom of the map siege giants that are moving in. What does that mean? That means that the red team will have to rotate a hero down to the bottom of the map. Traditionally, that would be Leo. Blade has currently 36 gems, so they are very close to get their own turn in. If you look down at the bottom right, we have 65 gems that they need, and they have 58. If Leo can't turn in before he makes the rotation, 36 gems are missing. No matter who rotates down, the second that the hero actually shows on the map at the bottom, you will see the blue team try and aim for another turn in themselves. And if they don't rotate quick enough, the keep is gonna fall. So here we have the move. They're going for the camp, and they're going for the bot lane. And now the blue team should immediately try to turn in. Already over here, yep, get zoned out. 40 get turned in, and they're making the play up at the top. Or do they? They're moving down to the bottom again. 27, that's enough. That's all that you need. Yeah, HasuObs with another pause. Damn, did he drop again? Yes, he dropped again. Damn, son, what's happening to Ultralisk over here? Yeah, that German internet. Corona times, ladies and gentlemen. It seems to be a little bit overwhelmed right now. 10 o'clock in the evening, can't have a stable connection. No, Germany, third world country when it comes to internet connections, confirmed. Yeah, but then again, once that they have the turn-in, so this is going to get the turn-in no matter what. This turn-in is secured. Now, as it happens, we have Leo at the top. This is all going to be pushed out. I don't think that anybody else is going to jump on it. Mid lane, that's dangerous because now you have a camp pushing. So we have at this point a camp pushing in. Web weavers are going to come down. Greymane, I have no idea why that bot is actually so set on Hearthstoning back. I mean, seriously, Blizzard. Didn't you just tell us that you increased the bot AI? That shitter has literally full HP and full mana, and he wants to go back to Mama? Seriously? Alright. So once that he actually comes back and cancels the Hearthstone, he can take this down, and then the web weavers will spawn pretty close to the wall, and then they can aim for the mid keep. Bot keep, on the other hand, even with them destroying those siege giants now, Makke is currently in the process of doing that, the minion wave should be attacked fairly quickly, and then we're going to have them move through. So it's two keeps that they have to worry about. They have to worry about the keep at the bot lane, and they have to worry about the keep in the middle. Now, obviously, since they themselves have 63 gems, let's just assume for a second that Makke and his boys are able to defend this. If they defend this, they all of a sudden have the momentum in their own hands. So then they have a turn-in available that is missing on the other side, and they also have, in addition to that, a little bit more late-game pressure through this Entomb if they are on the offensive there. The problem for our Team Hasu is really that there's a lot of stuff that can take their combo apart. I mean, we talked about this already. What did we see in every single situation, pretty much? We saw a ley line trying to isolate Stukov in particular, and then immediately before the ley line expires, boom, you go for the Bloodlust, you go for the Sanctification, and you focus on the hero and you take it down. Now, since level 20 is in, that means that we have Buried Alive. So Buried Alive, when hit on any of these 3 heroes or 4 heroes of that combo, is going to be a nightmare for you. You hit a good Lurking Arm, especially with Virulent Reaction, and the target is locked down completely. It's another tool that you can use to completely destroy them. So you have 2 tools to destroy the combo. If you hit that, you likely win the team fight. If you hit that, you're likely the one coming out ahead of this, especially with Garrosh jumping in, getting a little bit of work done also with his Warlord's challenge over here. Now, the next thing to point out is, if it ever comes to that defense, is that over here we have a 1 minute cooldown on the boss. So if the defense is actually successful, by the time that it's over, this is up. So that could very well lead to a fight over there. Alright, here's the turn-in. Here's the push-out. Bottom of the map, done as well. Okay, they take those apart. This is what Chen is supposed to do. Alright, doesn't do that. Doesn't want to expose himself here. Yep, they get this one in the middle. Take this one out as well. Blue web weavers are now coming down. Bottom of the map, not a problem. Again, those two get eliminated. Web weavers are going to be over here. You can already see that Chen is dealing with this. So they're going to set everything up for the web weavers to come through. Here in the middle, there's already a bit of defense, but now they have to start splitting. And that's the dangerous part. Nobody wants to jump in over here. Okay, they push the totem out to soak a few of the shots and get some damage in. That also distracts from the middle of the map. And this is now exactly the scenario where two of your keeps are under pressure and you have to make a decision of which one you actually want to attack. So yeah, that keep is pretty much toast. That keep is a goner. But the Web Weavers are so healthy they can still go for the core. Yeah, Blade is coming in from the side, gets attacked a little bit. Need to be very wary. That's why I'm actually splitting like this, because you need to make sure that nobody is going to get hit by that Entomb too hard. Good damage now against this. Wall is open up. Top lane is still pushing. Down here, Core slightly getting attacked, but 24 minutes in. Catapults are hurting right now. They really hurt. And top lane, that's where the next attack is coming in. And boss is going to be up as this is all over. Try and push through. Maybe eliminate all of the fountains. You eliminate this fountain, the only thing that they have is a Nexus. That's the only thing that they have. Yep, and there it is. Leyline, Hasu's waiting for it. If Hasu sees the Leyline, they're gonna go for it. And that's the attack. Leyline hits 2. There's the Buried Alive against Hasu. Riptire is in. Sanctification. And they go for Backhold again. Trying to turn it against Leo, who by now has 50 gems in his hands. But they can't quite get it done. So now they have taken one single keep and opened up the middle and opened up the top. And the immediate move towards the top side. And that is risky. No ult available for them anymore. They do not have an ult on the opponent as Li Ming, and they're letting it slide. They're letting it slide. It was an attempt to just jump in, see if they maybe can get away with it. But that was a ballsy one anyways. So yeah, for now, let's see. Currently, we are still waiting for rogue abilities to come back, but look at the gem count. 65 needed, they got 85. Blade has 56. If Blade dies and loses the gems, it's over. Blade can't die. Blade cannot die. It can't happen. Yeah, over here. Greymane, Virulent Reaction. And that could be a kill. Oh my god! These fucking portals. There's the Buried Alive though. And another shield. Rega is on the run. And now to the bottom. One catapult in, second catapult coming in. And let's not forget that we're 26 minutes into this. 26 minutes into the game. Catapults hurt. They hurt right now. Blade gets the turn in. Red Web Weavers. They don't have to worry about those catapults any longer. If the catapults aren't taken apart, they still will defeat the Web Weavers. But it's a big push out. And it's them buying themselves a little bit more time here. Game 3, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 3. It might be the last one in this series. It might be the beginning of a comeback. Team Makke trying to make it work. Over here, there's the fight. There's the setup. Leyline is out. They're trying to defend it. Bot lane shouldn't really be a big issue. The catapults here are going to do some solid work. Slowly and steadily, they're going to help out with this. Catapult on every single wave. That should help you. Web Weavers in the middle. Trying to poke them out. This is the chance for Team Makke to do some serious damage. Take some keeps down themselves. Hasu with a vision. He knows exactly where they are. He's looking for it. And here we go. The poke from Junkrat continuously. Look at that wave clear number. 235,000. Greymane. They go for the kill and they get Stukov. Stukov got ragged. The Admiral is dead. And now they are trying to turn it against the rest of the team. Blade is on the run and he's also gonna fall. He can delay the inevitable, but it is going to happen. Bam, feet first, he's down. Makke is dead. That is a 5 versus 3 with a Sanct. They need to go for it. They lose the top keep. They need to go for the core right now. This is the moment. This is the time. This is the opportunity. They're starting to go jump in. Mom Spaghetti. Down comes the death wave. They're going straight in with another portal. Gia is dead. And this is game. HasuObs and his boys, they make it happen. They make it work. The Sanctifications through the death wave. They're going straight in for the core. A 3-0 victory as Team HasuObs is able to lock in the W. 5-man team wipe. Their own core lost a lot to the Web Weavers, but the core is too strong. And this is the end of it. Team Hasu moves on to the grand final where they will face off against Team Quacknix in a best-of-7 series. GG and well played.
Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description, and check that out. Thanks in advance, and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.